One interview, one shot. Hey there, smart people. Are you ready for your interview? You should be. It's going to happen. So let's ace it. Now that I'm beginning to receive feedback regarding the successes from my viewers, like you, people who are receiving referrals and even job offers, I believe it's time that we talk about interviewing for the federal government. While you have a well-written federal resume, which will highlight your knowledge, skills, and abilities, just as it is with the civilian sector, the information is often not just enough to make a recruitment decision, and an interview or series of interviews may just be needed. Now, from my perspective, I've been interviewed once over the phone and received a job, and I've been interviewed by a panel once and received a job. I've never participated in a 2-interview process in my 13 years of working for the federal government. So what we're going to do today is focus on that one interview. One interview, one shot. Oh, and who am I? I'm Lisa, and I work for the federal government, but I don't represent the federal government here. I represent you. Here on Easy Federal Resumes and More, I am your personal career coach. Why? Because I want to see more smart people working for the federal government with me. The federal government interview process of choice that I've observed is to interview candidates by panel. Typically, a panel will include several team members, which at a minimum include the hiring manager assigned to the job opening, a subject matter expert in the team member, as well as the EEOC representative, which is typically a neutral person just as an observer. Panel interviews are definitely more efficient for the agency. The broad vantage point of multiple panel participants, they're provided a score sheet by which your answers will be rated and compiled. While efficient for the government, you most certainly may feel intimidated, and I don't blame you. But smart people, you got this. Let me help you make it easy. First off, you may be surprised that not all the questions you're asked reflect the position you're applying for. You may receive some carefully crafted behavioral questions as well. So you need not only just to know your field, which is highlighted on your federal resume, but know your habits, your work habits, your thought processes as well. And that's what we're going to go over today. Asking behavioral questions during an interview uncovers qualities such as what is your work style, your habits and interpersonal skills, how do you help others and make decisions. Behavioral interview questions are questions that prompt candidates, that will be you, to discuss your past behaviors and current ones if you're still working. These questions give the panel the opportunity to get a better understanding of how you react in certain circumstances. Remember, while you've applied for a specific position, as I've told you before, don't assume that you know what additional things are in the minds of the individuals who are seeking you as a full-time employee. Asking behavioral questions allows you to demonstrate your potential to succeed in the job well. Since they're anecdotal in nature, behavioral interview questions often use real work scenarios and utilize they call a STAR format. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and results. Now, according to the STAR method, which is not a government term, each question interviewed should be structured in such a way that S, for situation, describes a situation where something happened. T is for task. You're describing a task that's completed in order to solve a problem or an issue that was at hand. A is going to be for action, where you get to explain an action that was taken or completed to accomplish a task. And R is for you to discuss the specificities of the results that you received. Now, the simplest way I can describe to you or coach you how best to answer behavioral interview questions is to simply flip it on its rear and re-engineer the STAR method. And now here are 7 sample questions and the information that's derived by the panel that you might just want to practice when your time comes. And it's coming. But first, before we start that, please hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. And it helps my channel grow to reach more viewers like you. Okay, sample question number 1. I want you to think about a time in your recent position where you were out of energy. Tell me what was going on and how you responded and what were the outcomes. Now here's your opportunity to show your level of commitment at your current employer. And it shows what you're doing now and what you might do for them, what they can expect from you as you transition into your new position with the federal government. Because it may require a steep learning curve, as it was for me. How you convey, how you resolve those problems when fatigued or under pressure is a skill set that requires patience, commitment to overcome adverse conditions. Sample question number 2. Tell me about a time you made a mistake affecting a customer or others and how you resolved that issue. Now here, what you're going to do is reveal to your management skills. How well do you deal with mistakes, problem solve, and display humility and accept accountability? This kind of question demonstrates an understanding of a customer service, interpersonal skills, as well as critical thinking under pressure. Question number 3. So tell me about a task where you had developed a new skill and how you approached the learning process. Now the panel here is looking to see if you can adapt and overcome, as well as take advantage of learning opportunities, ones that are specific or ones that you create. You want to be able to convey that you recognize a challenge as well as a reward, and to be quick on your feet to respond to a new task within which you might not be experienced, but were willing to take it on. Question number 4. Give me an instance when you had a conflict with one of your team members, and how did you handle it? Now, you got to be a team player, and working under pressure is a given sometimes. You're going to work with different opinions, and conflict may occur repeatedly. This question assesses just that, your conflict management skills. Are you flexible? Do you open yourself to different opinions and points of view? You want to be able to show you have good, again, interpersonal skills. Those soft skills like good temperament and professionalism when dealing with difficult and differing opinions. Notice I've stated before, interpersonal skills, we're also looking for consistency. Question number 5. Describe a situation when you made a tough decision that would have usually gone to your supervisor, but came to you. Maybe he or she was out of the office. In their absence, tell the panel how you handled it and what were the outcomes. Now, how you answer this question will convey your ability to demonstrate insightfulness. That's right, emotional intelligence that gives you the confidence you need to make decisions and use integrity to develop strategies for the success of the organization, as well as your leadership ability. Question number 6. Tell me about a time you had so much to do and not enough resources. Describe how you overcame a deficit and achieved your goals. Now with this question, they're looking to evaluate your response to pressure and problem-solving skills. It further reveals the quality of your decision-making and your communication skills. It also outlines your ability to work with limited resources. Your answer may also demonstrate negotiating skills and lateral thinking. Question number 7, the last one. Describe an occasion when you had to manage your time to complete a task. How did you do it? Here, for this question, you can focus on highlighting your time management skills. Reflect on a time when you had to set priorities, utilize organizational strategies, and tools used for tracking deadlines and remaining informed and abreast of trends or information in your field. Now, everyone's answer to these questions is going to be different based on your experience. And I can give you an example from my own experience. But what I think is best is for you to listen, hit that pause for each question, and after you've listened to it, identify what would be best for you to answer. But because I like you, I'm going to give you one example using the STAR technique. Let's pick question number 6.
Tell me about a time, Lisa, that you had too much to do and not enough resources. Describe how you overcame the deficit and achieved your goals.
Now, In this scenario, I was a newly certified logistician, and that's what I'll use as an example. It was time for an annual inventory for my command, and I was required to validate more than 600 assets throughout the base, which of course was due in 1 week, and it would typically take a month. The urgency in my scenario was the overlapping of projects that were impacted by unforeseen barriers, which were too little people and not enough time. So the T, which is task, my task was not only to complete a 100% book-to-floor inventory, but to provide a report on any discrepancies found. Okay, A is for action. I took immediate action by first seeking the support of my supervisor. I'm no dummy. I knew the magnitude of the task, and I ascertained that it was not only in my best interest as an employee, a new logistician, but also for the organization that the inventory be completed without error and the timeline met in order to allow other tasks to correct themselves. And in this case, my 4 eyes and my 2 hands were not enough. So I requested the support of an intern, which I knew I could receive and help him obtain valuable skills in inventory regulations. I mentored him in the process of asset management. The results? The results was I was able to complete the inventory within the time frame and salvage the project timetable. Now let's take a look at what skill sets are being examined here by the potential panel. My response shows my level of commitment to the team and the command. I received the information late. I needed to troubleshoot and sought the support of my supervisor, which required insight, good communication skills, and humility. I was able to convey how I was able to resolve the problem when under pressure. I patiently weighed my options and, gentlemen, I asked for directions. Now, kidding aside, yes, you have to sometimes surrender yourself and say, I need help. And I made a decision. I subsequently also showed that I'm quick on my feet and demonstrated my ability to also lead a subordinate in a task, giving back to the community of interns from which I came. Now, as I continue to tell you, you're smart. Speak out your experience. Better yet, write it down first. Remember, STAR stands for situation, task, action, and results. What was the situation? What was the task that you were assigned? What was the detailed action you took? And what was the result? Easy. I told you, because you're prepared. And that's what makes you smart. Bye for now.